carrots, fake fruit, fake grapefruits, fake liar, you liar.
Here we are, folks. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. I want you to do me a couple of things to start off. Of course, right? Get yourself a drink, have a seat, relax, and engage your mind. We're going to talk about some shit hitting the facts, folks. Shit hitting the fan and the facts. You see, that's what's interesting is we keep hearing that this is all conspiracy theory talk, but the facts keep getting in the way, right? So, is shit hit the fan, or is shit hitting the facts, or the facts stomping in the shit? I don't know. Anyways, get this, folks. One of the biggest shitheads that I love to talk about is AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Can't stand that ridiculous broad. So it's fun when we discover some bad things happen to her. Oh, that's right. Let's celebrate her being embarrassed, put on the spot, called out. Folks, the reason this is important, this is SHTF worthy information, because these extreme leftists, they're so far extreme, they're off the left side of the screen, folks. They're just gone. They want to destroy America, and they're doing it. They're doing it. 1 second. There we go. They're doing all they can to destroy everything they can. And so to expose them helps expose their agenda, their un-Americanism, their anti-humanism. They're just scum. Anyways, old horseface AOC, she got chewed out. Absolutely. Right? That bitch got owned because some former supporters of her went after her for supporting nuclear war and funding Ukrainian Nazis. You see, it's not just me. It's not just you. Even in her congressional district, people who voted for her are like, wait a minute, we're looking up and we're finding these facts, folks. Shit has hit the facts now. People are learning, right? She was speaking AOC, right? That AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, this woman can eat an apple through a picket fence. Yeah. Right? That's what she can do anyways. She was at a Q&A. We do a Q&A every day. And I love your guys' questions. Oh, by the way, get him into Uman. He is just dying. He's raring to go on this stuff. Anyway, she was at a Q&A. The little bitch was. And it was sparsely populated at Bronxdale High School. So, when things are sparsely populated, like no one wants to fucking hear her talk, pardon my French, they're not going to kick people out, right, if they don't look right, if they don't take the Democrat oath, I promise, swear, and will always try and destroy America because I'm a communist. That's their oath. So a protester actually confronted her, folks, about, well, you're supposed to be this Washington outsider, this representing the working man, right? This old thought that Democrats represent working man, right? All she has done is sign up for war and sign up to destroy America. She signed up to help create inflation and signed up to create death to jobs. She even chased Amazon out of her district, folks, right? They're going to put a warehouse in AOC's congressional district. They're like, you know what? Fuck you. And folks, I'm no fan of Amazon either. Anyways, Ukrainian Nazis. I think people have kind of figured out what's going on there. Okay. So I've got some more on this, right? I can't get enough of the humiliation for this dumb twit. And it's not that she's a dumb twit. If she was any dumb twit on the street, and they're out there. I know they're out there. We all know they're out there. The problem is this dumb twit AOC has authority. She has the authority to speak for a lot of people as a congresswoman. At least I think she's a woman. At least I think she claims to be a woman. Anyways, she was asked, why can't you be more like Tulsi Gabbard? And I'm thinking, well, Tulsi Gabbard kind of is the old Democrat Party that was anti-war and pro-socialist spending programs, right? But now the Democrats are, pro-war, anti-freedom, anti-rights, anti-free speech, anti-America, anti-jobs, anti-economy, and what are they for besides the destruction of America? Anyway, here's a quote, folks, of the humiliation of Alexandria, I can eat an apple through a picket fence, Ocasio-Cortez. Quote, you ran as an outsider, yet you've been voting to start this war in Ukraine. You're voting to start a third nuclear war with Russia and China. I think that should have, this is a Democrat. We haven't had 2 nuclear wars, so this can't be the 3rd nuclear war. But, this is their mentality. Maybe they meant a 3rd world war that'll be nuclear. But still. And I'm sure that the person who said it actually wrote or said the word nuclear. Yeah, folks, we're here. This is the room we're now in. I'm in my bunker. You're in your bunker. And we are all prepared, folks. Now, we had trouble, the Prepared Mind channel did, with PayPal. And then, they got rid of me. They said, we don't like John. Social credit score, let's get rid of John. He makes fun of people who are lighting the loafers and people who take the Jim Jones juice. He makes fun of Democrats. He doesn't like these big business assholes. And John seems to really point at the banking cartels like, you know what? You guys are scum, because they are. Anyways, PayPal was going to do we're just going to steal $2,500 out of people's account. We're going to fine them if they spread misinformation. Well, since that came out, they instantly reversed that. And now get this. They're reportedly, allegedly bribing their users, PayPal customers, $15. This is a move of desperation because people are closing their accounts. They're pulling their money out. Why? Because they do not want their money confiscated. Now, here's the deal. PayPal told me that I can't close my account. In fact, I still get their stupid fucking emails. I can't get out of PayPal. They still have a link set up to my bank account. Why? I can't use their account. They're keeping an illegal, unlawful, and certainly, folks, they do not have my express permission to get into my bank account for any purpose. I have not authorized them to withdraw money based on their stupid fucking terms of service and their stupid community guidelines. Since when does a bank need community guidelines? That's called the law. Those are the community guidelines the bank is supposed to abide by. The law. Not their own bullshit. Anyways, people are leaving. Awesome. So they're trying to give them $15. Hey, here's $15. Yeah, fuck you, YouTube. Or I'm sorry. Well, them too, PayPal. People are closing their accounts. I hope they lose 80% of their business. Fuck you, PayPal. Seriously, folks, I've been dropping the F-bomb a lot lately, right? I've been drinking less, but dropping the F-bomb. Why? Because news broadcasters are, politicians are. And if they have free speech rights to drop the F-bomb left and right, shouldn't we be able to as well? It used to be, you can't use the F word. That's dirty. We're getting it out of senators. We're getting it out of television news anchors. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. And by the way, get your questions into Man, because in another 20 minutes, we're going to roll with your questions in the Q&A. Now, get this, folks. These Fruit Loops out here, and I got to share this with you. This is great. Thank you, Mr. T, for this. Hansel and Gretel meet the witch who reassigned their gender. Ah, man, that is just outstanding, right? Outstanding, right? These people are trying to kill children. Folks, they're successfully killing children. They're either sterilizing them, causing them to commit suicide, and they can go to Amazon and get a suicide kit with a suicide how to do it right book. Anyways, researchers, folks, are now saying that video games can cause heart attacks in children. Now, as a child growing up, I don't remember ever having a heart attack or getting overly excited when playing Pac-Man or pinball or billiards or any sport for that matter, getting overly excited. So excited that kids can have a heart attack? Since fucking when? Now, what I think is they know kids are going to start having heart attacks. Children are going to start having more heart attacks. So they're planning on kids having heart attacks, and they came up with this shit. It's video games. I mean, don't you think that a kid's heart would race quite a bit faster if they attended a drag queen show and were doing some drag queen dancing? I mean, that sounds like something that should give everyone a frickin' heart attack. Unbelievable, folks. How about this? How about something that's really exciting? What about sex, right? That's pretty darn exciting for adults, isn't it? Shouldn't we be having heart attacks left and right? I mean, not only is it, physically exerting, but, the excitement level, and then, or just kids. Only kids are going to die from excitement. I remember as a kid being thrilled about, Halloween, thrilled about Thanksgiving. I love turkey. And thrilled about Christmas. Of course. Heart attacks. Are kids going to have heart attacks this holiday season? I guess it's possible. I guess. Now, this is another big one, folks. I'm going to cover this, and then I'm going to scroll down and find a very, very important story. It is incredible. But let's start with this. Apparently, there was another attempt to blow up a Russian energy pipeline that runs from Russia through Turkey to Europe. They're trying it again, folks. I mean, they've blown up pipelines, they've blown up fuel depots, they've sunk ships. Now, Russia says that Ukraine is responsible for this attempted sabotage that the Russians caught. But I think we all know that Ukraine is a term that is synonymous for CIA. CIA, Ukraine. Ukraine, CIA. Because it is the CIA who put Zelensky in power in Ukraine, who's been there since 2014. We all know that CIA, if you follow the money, are controlled by Davos, the World Economic Forum, folks. I don't think that there needs to be a pretense that these are independent groups who all just happen to have the same goal in mind, the same agenda. The same agenda, folks. The Democrats want America destroyed. So does the World Economic Forum. And the CIA, they're doing everything they can to make shit worse for us. They all seem to be having the same goal. They pretend they wear different uniforms, folks, but they're all running in that direction. Unbelievable, folks. Oh, by the way, just a quick callback on PayPal. Apparently, this effort, which I pointed out on day fucking one, I said, that's unconstitutional. It's illegal. It's unlawful. You cannot claim that someone violated your sanctity and therefore you are entitled to steal their property. Their effort to screw people out of money was so bad that even Democrat bureaucracies are now investigating PayPal. What a bunch of douches. What a bunch of idiots. Literally, folks, idiots. I think this is important. This is important. It has to do with Russia and Ukraine, and there's quite a news story out there that all we get is lies, folks. So the question was, can all of these lies, which of course, folks, lies contradict truth, and then they end up contradicting each other. Can the lies coming out of government about Ukraine and Russia be stopped? Can they just stop doing it, right? I mean, we get stories and reports from Kiev, from Davos, from Brussels, from DC, and they can't get their stories straight about who is in charge of what and who is blowing what up. It's just always, it's Russia, 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 right? It's incredible to me, right? A politician is lying when you see their lips moving, right? Everything's a lie. An absolute lie, right? They lie to us and then they lie to themselves. They lie to each other, right? They look stupid as they try and take credit for things that happened when it wasn't them, right? And then to deny everything that happened and pretend like, well, it wasn't me, when it obviously could have been no one else. So there's a great quote about this frickin' fiasco of lies. Why does no one believe the mainstream media? Because we don't get the truth. Why does no one believe these politicians in Washington and the European Union, and certainly not the little bastard Nazis in Ukraine? Because all they do is lie to us. But here's this quote. It's a great quote having to do about the intelligence or secret service like CIA. They said, this was a flamboyant gesture of questionable intelligence. That is taking credit and denying, right, what's going on. This was a flamboyant gesture of questionable intelligence, sort of like spiking a football and hitting yourself in the stones. When I read that, I thought that's fucking brilliant, right? They think they scored a touchdown and they spiked the football like in your face, and it comes back to hit them every time. And it would be great if they got hit in their stones a little more often. Good golly, right? We're folks every day, news stories out the wazoo about what's happening, right? Listen to this brilliance coming from Mr. Build Back Better. Mr. There's no inflation. Mr. The pandemic is over. Mr. I'm going to go to Delaware all week, every week, right? You know who I'm talking about. Jackass Joe Biden. He actually said these words. Are you prepared? Like, make sure you're sitting down. Make sure you're not too excited. I don't want any fucking heart attacks out there blamed on me. Joe Biden said, I don't want to choke. If Republicans win, inflation is going to get worse. It's that simple. I love when these fucking politicians put little phrases on there like, it's that simple. Like, oh, well, then I guess I better fucking believe you. You've only lied to me 100 times in a row, bastard. I guess I'll believe you this time because it's that simple. Kind of like Obama with, it's just common sense. Everything with that fucking Nimrod was common sense. You make some money, the government's responsible for it, so you just turn it all in. It's common sense. Common sense legislation. Remember that shit when Obama took credit for small businesses being successful? Well, if it wasn't for the government, small businesses wouldn't be successful. What? If any of you have ever started a business or managed a business or been in business or tried to start a business, you discover the red tape, the fees, the incredible taxes, the regulatory bullshit, the paperwork. Government does everything it can to prohibit business. And Obama, the jackass, talk about a jackass. He took credit for the success of small businesses. There's no bigger deterrent to small business than government. And Joe Biden saying, if Republicans win, inflation is going to get worse. It's that simple, right? That's why I did today's disclaimer, you liar. And Joe Biden's like, yeah, it's unbelievable. Really is. These people. I want to let you know where we're at. Now, some people are like, John, enough of the Fourth Reich Nazi fascist stuff. Really? Really? Folks, the FBI has arrested an 87-year-old woman for singing hymns outside of an abortion clinic. She could go to federal prison. 87-year-old woman. Folks, this is out of the Third Reich frying pan and into the Fourth Reich frying pan, right back in it. Why do I say that? Because she is a World War II Nazi concentration camp survivor. That one hit? That one hit yet? In World War II, she was in a concentration camp. What do you think she was arrested for then? For having her religious beliefs, for being a Jew. That's my big guess. If she was in a concentration camp, I bet that's what she was, right? And now she's a Republican, or she's a conservative, or maybe she's still Jewish. Anyway, if she's a Republican, just send her to a concentration camp, right, Katie Couric? Because that's the solution. Just like in Europe, according to this morning's video, which actually got recorded properly, right? The Alternative for Deutschland, the AfD party in Germany, the opposition doesn't like that they're gaining in popularity. They're gaining in authority and power. And so let's just make it illegal. Let's outlaw that political party, outlaw the words they're saying so we can't have the conversation. No free speech, folks. Can't have that. Can't have that. Popularity. I thought democracy was about a popular vote and a majority helping direct a country. Oh, by the way, Europe, they keep bombing their pipelines. Have they figured out that Ukraine, the CIA, Davos, that Brussels, the head of the European Union, they don't give a shit about you, European people? Well, Gazprom seems to give more of a shit. Gazprom being the Russian natural gas pipeline giant. They're like Chevron from Russia. The CEO from Gazprom, folks, has warned. He's put out a warning, says whole towns could freeze in this coming winter. Whole towns could freeze. The warning is out there. When the people of Europe start freezing to death into solid blocks of ice in their home, who's to blame? Is Russia to blame? Or is Zelensky and NATO and the European Union and Washington, D.C. to blame? Just crazy, folks. Crazy. Are you prepared? Right? I mean, this is how thoroughly SHTF'd we all are. Biden's Treasury Department is going to investigate Florida's governor, Ron DeSantis, for using COVID relief funds to fly illegal aliens to Martha's Vineyard. Really, is that where he got the money? Is that where Ron DeSantis got the funds to send people? How would they know? Because governments take all the money they get and they put it in one big account. There's not segregated accounts. They've tried this before. Well, if you pay gas taxes, then that money goes into a separate gas tax account to pay for highways. The states lie about it. The federal government fucking lies about it. Your Social Security money is separated. And Al Gore was like, we're going to put it in a lock box so it's safe. We're going to put that money in a lock box so your retirement is safe. No, there's no fucking lock box. There's no segregation of accounts. It goes into a big pile, and then they pay themselves, of course. And then whatever's left, they hand it out to people who haven't earned it or deserve it. But they're going to say that Ron DeSantis, right, used their money to fly illegal aliens to Martha's Vineyard. Yeah. Here's what Martha's Vineyard thinks about immigrants. I'm sorry, illegal, criminal migrants that have gotten into the country because Biden keeps the border open. And so governors are saying, hey, get on this bus, get on this plane. Guess what? We're going to send you to Martha's Vineyard. We're going to send you to New York City. We're going to send you to Delaware. We're going to send you to Chicago so you can go hang out with the people who want you to be here. Yeah. Unbelievable, folks. That is a huge non sequitur. And, bring it on. If there's one thing these Democrats and the Biden administration can do is make themselves look stupid. And this is just another way for them to do it. Just another way to do it. Unbelievable, folks. Totally unbelievable. And by the way, Uman is sitting right there. He's just off screen. He's right over there. And he's ready to take your questions. Take him down. Just right on there. Uman, here's a question. And he'll separate it because we're about to get to the Q&A. But before we do that, do you remember Nuri Martinez? Well, she was the Los Angeles City Councilwoman who said a fellow Democrat's son looked like a monkey. That was really stupid of her. Anyways, she is resigned now. She's resigned. It's like, wow, a Democrat actually resigned because, I don't know, maybe she's getting death threats. But she has definitely crawled back under the rock from whence she came. And I heard, folks, that Jill Biden is going to deliver to her breakfast burritos on a daily basis. Do not worry about Nuri Martinez, the racist Democrat, starving to death. And same with the Democrat who is running for governor, Katie Hobbs in Arizona. She is a racist too. Just this week running from a black reporter as if he was going to steal her purse or something. These Democrats are the biggest freaking hypocrites, liars, and racists. And that's, folks, that is why shit has hit the fan. That's the evidence of it. Evidence of it. All right, and a quick reminder that JP Morgan kicked Kanye West out of their bank because he wore his White Lives Matter t-shirt, right? And he had a controversial Twitter post and used the word J-E-W, right? We can't say the word Jew or talk about it, I guess. But the federal government can arrest people who are Jews and send them to federal prison because they sang religious songs. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. Yeah, we're on that planet, folks. It's that time. It has hit the fan. It's not going to get better. It just isn't. And also, don't forget Cat Turd. I know if you watched the video this morning, you heard this, but Cat Turd's account at Bank of America. Well, that bank is commie trash. And if you keep your money there, they're going to turn it into commie cash. I wonder if banks, if PayPal can get through the storm and then institute their penalty for violating their terms of service. Right. I'm sure that Bank of America would follow along with Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and Chase and Citibank. I'm sure that Wells Fargo would love to just take your money because they decided you don't deserve it. Now, can they do it with money, cash, dollars? What about if they try it with their cryptocurrency, the central bank digital currency, the CBDC? Will they be able to do that? Right? That's not real money. Is it property even? Are tokens proper? Well, I think a token is a property, right? If you've got a token, if you have a token, can they take that token from you, or is it property? This is a physical token. Can an electronic token be taken? Think about it. It doesn't really exist. It's electronic. But then again, you can buy electronic representations of reality, right? What do they call that shit? Right? It's an electronic. It's a digital copy, and it's certified. I mean, some of this stuff is off the hook, folks. It truly is. It truly is. And Mr. T, who's been putting up all of these great, great meme / pages. We came up with a term. It's for using memes, because memes are funny. They get the point across, and they're also educational. So how about meme-ucational? Kind of like this one right here. The Democrats are never going to say this guy's name. Kaler Ellingson. He was age 18. This young man is now dead. Dead. Because he was murdered by a violent extremist Democrat. Because this violent extremist Democrat said he was a threat. Does this kid look like a threat to you? He looks like a kid. He's all happy. He's got freaking braces. He's got some crazy youthful haircut. I don't have a crazy youthful haircut. I've got a crazy old guy haircut. That guy's dead. That's the one that was run down, run over, killed. Killed, folks, by that crazy Democrat. And then they let him out of jail same day. They let him out on bail for cold-blooded running someone down and murdering them. Fact, folks. Shit hits the facts. Anyways, thank you, Mr. T, for all the hard work. Don't forget, folks, this is what they would do to you. It doesn't matter how nice you are or pleasant. They'll throw your ass in jail the same way they'll throw that old Jewish lady in jail for singing a religious hymn outside of a abortion clinic. If you're a young Republican and you're just living your life and someone finds out that you have conservative views, they're going to run you down with the car. Right? If you don't do what the FBI wants and screw over fellow Americans, they'll just come to your house and arrest you. Say you're part of an insurrection. It's real, folks. These people are really that fucked up. They are. All right. It is now time for the Q&A. So let's do it. Let's do the transition music.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. There we are. Ooh, man. You are in the catbird seat. You've got the blue wrench. You have the ability. Who wants to be first? Who has a question, comment, suggestion? And it's none other than East Texas Country Boy. He says, could China be the school bully that instigates the other two bullies to fight to death? Waiting on sideline, then they jump on the victor when their own worn down versus fighting them back to back when they've been resting. I've thought about this. I've thought about it. East Texas Country Boy. I thought that China, are they potentially the one who has blown up the Nord Stream pipeline? Could China be the one committing these acts of terror? Now, if it's not Chinese soldiers, members of the People's Liberation Army itself, could China be the paymaster, giving money to terror groups, mercenaries, and paying them to create war between Russia and the West, to weaken Europe, to weaken the United States of America, to weaken everybody so that they can buy more influence and shall we say, take advantage of weakened nations? Well, that almost makes sense if you think about things in a really sick, twisted, perverted way. But what other way is it that countries, governments rather, think? Right? Joe Biden tries intimidating Saudi Arabia. They don't make more oil. Then he goes over there and begs for more oil, and they say no. Then he's like, well, then we're going to sue you. Of course, all that happened after Joe Biden called the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. What's his name? Mohammed bin Salman. MBS. Yeah, that would be him. After calling him a pariah, which basically means a giant asshole. Then he starts begging for oil. Yeah, folks, all these countries are being weakened. I mean, how much does China have to tell Saudi Arabia? Hey, don't sell them any oil. In fact, cut your production. 1, your dwindling oil reserves will last a little bit longer. 2, we're going to pay you. 3, we're going to buy your oil that you are willing to sell at a great increase. They can just buy influence and weaken other countries through war, inflation, economic disaster, etc. And the objective, folks, is not to win this war quickly. No, right? If you've ever seen a boxing match where one guy gets hit like 10 seconds in and he gets knocked out, knocked down or whatever, it's like, whoa, that was quick. Well, the dude just gets right back up. He's like, well, yeah, you hit me a good one, but, I'm not done. I'm not down for the count. Right? Some people do get hit pretty hard. They get knocked out. But then when they wake up, they're like, what do you mean? I was knocked out, right? The point being is it's more effective to really wear someone down, right? Kind of like carrying a 100-pound backpack. At first, you might feel pretty strong and pretty tough. I can carry this 100-pound backpack. Just got to balance things right, have good posture, take my time. That thing will wear you down, AKA, also known as the monkey on the back. Anyways, all right, man. I know you're having a good time back there. Probably eating and snacking on food, drinking beer, right? Probably smoking a big old cigar. I don't know what he's doing. Anyways, it's Latin American preparedness. Latin American preparedness says CPI report. That's the Consumer Price Index. Earlier today indicated an increase of 8.2%. Cost of living adjustment increase announced earlier today of 8.7%. Highest ever, I think. President Biden could politicize this cost of living allowance, an increase that has been law since 1975, signed by President Ford. Thoughts? Everything is politicized. Everything is politicized. You bet Biden could look to all the seniors in America and go, hey, we've got a lot of inflation. Yeah. Stick with me here, corn pop, right? No more malarkey. I'm going to make sure you guys get more money in your cost of living allowance than the inflation going up. He could buy votes. He could buy votes with EBT, folks, with welfare, and say, well, we're going to give out more EBT food stamps to make it up. I'm going to buy some votes. The same way they've tried buying votes and politicizing school loans. And don't think we're talking about school loans where kids pay money to go to 3rd grade or 5th grade or, high school. No, these are student loans from college. These are people who, well, I don't want to drag into a discussion about the worthlessness of a college education, but they chose voluntarily to spend money, to borrow money and get an education. Now I'm going to ask you a question. 10 people from, say, a class at a college, 10 people get a degree, an MBA, right? Master's in Business Administration. They get an MBA. And there's one job out there. Who do you think that job is going to go to? There's not positions opening up every fucking day. Hundreds or thousands of positions every day for new CEOs. It's not going to happen. Who's going to get that job? It's going to be the guy who is the son of the person who already had the job, or a friend, family member, It goes to insiders, folks. You don't just get a degree and people line up to kiss your ass and try to hire you. It's who you fucking know. What is your last name? Who's your daddy and what does he do? That's who gets the job. But yeah, they'll try and buy votes. You just got yourself in $150,000 in debt. And so the president's like, yeah, we're going to probably maybe thinking about forgiving that student loan debt. You going to vote for me or what? Unfucking believable, folks, these people. Totally, folks. These politicians are unbelievable. Here's a great example. Lauren Boebert. You know her, little Lauren Boebert. In fact, one of the people on this channel right here, one of our daily viewers, longtime listeners, actually got to meet Lauren Boebert, and she is tiny. Itsy bitsy small little person. Anyways, she's got a big heart and a big love for America. And that's the purpose between that, talking about how small she is. Got a big heart. Anyways, she is in a fierce competition for her congressional seat. And her opponent, folks, breaking news, was caught having an affair in a storage locker. And then he basically sold his vote because he got caught. In other words, he was baited. I don't know if he was masturbated or amateur baited, but he was baited, right, with the honey hole, and then he was owned and controlled, and it's come out. I mean, really, whoops, sorry, honey, I tripped and my penis fell in her. Is that how that happens? Or wait a minute, wait. In today's Democrat Party, he could have tripped and his penis could have fell into a guy. We just don't know. It doesn't matter. Either way, he was being controlled. That's the Democrats, folks. If this had ever happened with Lauren Boebert, you can bet your ass it would be all over the news. If Big Marge was a hoe, it'd be all over the news. If President Trump had actually done anything that they claimed, it would be all over the news. As it was, they had Stormy Daniels, flopped. Russian hookers and peeing on President Trump, bullshit, flopped. They don't have anything. Do you think that if they had any dirt on Governor DeSantis that they would withhold it and say, no, but we shouldn't make this personal. We shouldn't take this incredibly incriminating, awful information about Governor DeSantis and use it for political purposes to gain power in Florida? The answer, folks, is you bet your ass they would do exactly that. If they had even an ounce of dirt, they would load it in a cannon and fire it into the air for everyone to see. But they got shit. But when it comes to these Democrats, and folks, I'm not saying there aren't Republicans who aren't dirty, absolute pieces of shit. And then there's Mitch McConnell. I'm pretty sure he's doing exactly as he's told. And he's being paid very well for voting the way he does. Because he doesn't vote the way I would as a Republican. He doesn't put things on the docket. He doesn't make things important that I would make important. Instead, he's about the status quo. Hey, Republicans, we'll get some power and we'll just not do anything with it. We're going to have some authority, but we're just going to sit on our hands. We're going to watch the Constitution being shit on by Democrats and we're not going to say anything. Mitch McConnell, U.S. Senator. That should be his fucking commercial. I've been here forever in Congress, and I haven't done a damn thing except sell you down the river. All right, man, who do we have next? And next we have Muho. He says, how long did Captain Caveman? Where is my Captain Caveman? Don't worry, Jenny Jen. I have my Captain Caveman toy that you sent me last year. Yeah, Captain Caveman. I love that cartoon when I was a kid. Those Hanna-Barbera cartoons from the 70s and early 80s were the shit. And they were kind of shit, too. Anyways, Captain Caveman is kind of like Mad Max. You know, if you watch Mad Max, right? There's been a nuclear war, some Holocaust. Things are kind of going bad. Then you get to Road Warrior, the next chapter. It's like we're out of fuel. Civilization is basically gone. You get to Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and it's basically we're all a bunch of cavemen. With the exception of, I guess, Master Blaster, who turned pig shit into energy. Interesting. Muo says, Since the last time we checked about Captain Caveman, has anything changed? Yes, indeed, things have changed quite a bit. They've actually gotten quite worse. I believe it was none other than Albert Einstein who was famously asked, what would World War III look like? And his response, folks, was, I don't know, but I do know that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Basically what he was implying at the time, folks, when Einstein was alive, Einstein, was nuclear war. We are now closer to nuclear war than ever. Because of what fucking Zelensky is doing. A third-rate, know-nothing, nobody, and if you've seen the pictures of him, folks, dressed like a circus freak, a little sex toy, a sex puppet, in 1998-99 in New York City, this guy is a turd. He's a light in the loafers, skinny jeans wearing toy of the World Economic Forum. And what is he doing? He's out there promoting to the United States and to the people of the United States through the media, the mainstream shit media. He's in Europe and he is promoting and saying we need to attack Russia with nuclear weapons. Never in my life would I imagine anyone in a position of power and authority recommending, asking publicly for a nuclear war to be started to teach Russia a lesson. Yeah, that'll teach them a lesson. I mean, Russia right now is like, we can blow up the planet 1,000 times. We can kill all the life on the planet 1,000 times over. And you want to say that you're going to teach us a lesson? Unfucking believable, folks. I guess, though, if they can't kill us, well, maybe we'll get to Captain Caveman this way, Muho. Let me start with this, right? According to the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, folks, cardiology, the heart. According to the Journal of American College of Cardiology, there's a big problem. Pfizer's Paxlovid pill can cause blood clots. That's right, folks. I guess the Paxlovid has special mRNA death sauce in it too, huh? Nice. Way to go, Pfizer. Everything they're putting out now, folks, is going to have this mRNA DNA reprogramming shit. They're taking blood from people who have been Jim Jones juiced. That's what they're doing. They're taking blood and they're giving to other people. I mean, people are now going to the hospital saying, look, you're not going to give me any blood or anything. You're not going to donate anything to me that comes from someone who's been vaccinated. I don't want it in me. But for those who have taken the Jim Jones juice, not once, but twice, those that have taken the the Rooster Boosters Juice Booster, how many people have taken that? 1 time, 2 times. How many people have been injected with mRNA Jim Jones juice when they thought they were going to get a flu shot? People are getting injected with this shit left and right, whether they like it or not. And what? Yeah, children are having heart attacks from video games. My ass. Super athletes falling over dead. People having fucking blood clots so bad in their lungs that they can't breathe and they either die from it or they're stuck in a freaking wheelchair. The point of this is, folks, is we're going to get to Captain Caveman if these idiots have their way. If you and I and others like us didn't tell them, take your Jim Jones juice and shove it right into your own arm, we would all be suffering from something, folks. We're going to have a huge population die-off. I've gotten a lot of information from Mr. Skylight, from Mr. T, from Fuzzy, from John, Chris, the other John. Ooh, man, I get information all day long. I don't have time to read it all. I can't. There's just not enough time. But people are getting jacked up, folks, and getting very, very sick. And I'm going to tell you again, I want you to kind of pay attention to this. I've talked to people who are having health issues. They're short of breath. They don't have energy. They feel like shit. They're getting sick. They're not saying anything because they're afraid. They're afraid they made the biggest mistake in their life by injecting themselves with this Jim Jones juice, right? From Little Mr. Juice Booster, right? That guy. People don't want to admit that they made a mistake. They don't want to admit that they feel like shit. They don't want to admit that they're getting sick. They don't want to feel stupid and have everyone say, see, I told you so. They want to pretend like they're on the winning team, like they did the right thing, like they're smart. No one wants to admit they made a mistake. So how many people out there, folks, are having their veins, their arteries clogged with shit? How many people? That's why I say we need to stay in good shape, folks. I don't need to run a marathon. I just need to outrun the zombies, right? The people who are the walking dead. I mean, literally, the show The Walking Dead, it didn't say that they're dead. They're the walking dead, right? You've heard of the term dead man standing, right? The guy's dead where he stands. There's plenty of that out there. There really is plenty of that out there. There's plenty of people who don't want to admit it, folks. They're jacked up. And if we have enough people die, we could tumble down, Muho, right down to Captain Caveman, where there's not enough people to support the system, right? Society, culture, civilization. It requires a percentage of the population to understand every single key element and then keep it going. Can't do that when you got people dying left and right. Anyways, let's do this. I think we've got some more. Yes, we do. We've got just a few minutes left in this program tonight. But don't worry, I will be back tomorrow with the Zero Dark 30, and I'll be back tomorrow night with the Free for All Friday. Then, of course, Sunday. Always Sunday. Sunday Night Live, the zoo. I love that. Anyways, let's get to Charlonator, who steps up and says, thought on the Bank of England saying, quote, sell everything by Friday tomorrow. Thank you, Uman. Yeah, I heard that 2 days ago. Bank of England, these people coming out saying, sell everything, meaning your stocks, your bonds, your equities, your investment portfolios. Why? Because there's going to be a crash. What better way to cause a crash than to tell all the people out there, sell your stuff? You start a stampede of lemmings. They start selling their stuff. They create a drop. Guess what's coming, folks? If they're telling everyone to sell their stocks, sell. All of you people that have control of your investments, sell them now. What do you think is going to happen? I bet that the Federal Reserve is going to go the other way and start pumping cash into the market. You sell all of your stuff, folks, and the price goes right up without you. You've been left behind again, right? But don't worry. The cost of food is going to go up. The cost of fuel is going to go up. The cost of everything is going to go up. They're going to get us with inflation, folks. I see it coming. I can just feel it. I can smell it. And it doesn't smell good, folks. It's thoroughly SHTF stenched. These people are nuts. Are you prepared with food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense? Are you? Truly, you don't have to get on here and say, yeah, I am. Right? You just need to know for yourself. You don't need to convince me or Uman or Jolene. Right? It's not going to get you any further down the road by telling us you're ready when you're not. It's really up to you. It's really up to you. And again, I want to put this up here, warn every man, right? Teach every man. And of course, that means every woman as well. anyone who listens, our mission here is to get everyone fully aware of what's going on and to stay caught up with what's happening in the world. Right? I'll tell you, if I'm still allowed to be on social media when shit is not any longer hitting the fan, I'll tell you, everything's fine. You can go ahead and eat all of your Captain Caveman chow, all of your Armageddon chow. You can just go ahead and eat it because you're not going to need to save it anymore. I'll tell you when that time comes, but it ain't going to be for a long time. All right, man, have we got another one? Have we got another question or comment? Yankee Watchdog, insert your own damn question here. Lots of talk about vet the vote on the radio and mainstream media. Folks on our side, meaning the side of freedom and liberty, believe most veterans are on our side. If that's true, why would the libs be trying so hard to recruit vets? And how do they benefit from that? Vet the vote. I know there's a lot of Democrats out there who were veterans. I've actually seen a fucking bumper sticker in the last year of a Democrat veteran, right? He had a military service, an Army bumper sticker, and then on the other end of the thing, it had some Democrat candidate. I don't think it was Biden, but it might have been. You know, it was really rare, really long ago, and you know, I've met folks, Army vets, who are communists, and they admitted it. They're out there. There's a lot of vets who are left-wingers. Now, it could be that because of what's being done to the military, that they're completely turning it into a shithole organization as much as they can by introducing their gender-swapping, gender-changing policies, right? You can join the service and you can claim to be a man or a woman when you're not. You know, you get issued fishnet stockings, high heels, and lipstick. Right? They're putting all of this woke nonsense and shit into the military, and it pisses us off. People who are pro-America, who love our country, our traditions, our laws, our culture. But there's also a bunch of Democrats and communists who were in the military also. And they want there to be a strong military, folks. That's right. Communists want a strong military. They want to take over the military and the government, the communists do, and have a strong military. They don't like the fact that it's being sissyized, right? Communists love a strong military. Why? So they can come and arrest you. They want to touch you, folks. They want to reach out and touch you and me. They want to be able to fight us and kill us and put us in the gulag. So they need a strong military for that. What are they doing? They're weakening the military. They're destroying the military. So these American communists who are veterans, they're pretty discouraged. And so they're not real happy and they're not interested in voting. And so I think that is why they have this vet the vote. They're trying to inspire the communist Democrat veterans, the socialist Democrat veterans, if you don't want to use the word communist, right? The socialists, the liberal Democrats who are veterans, right? Those who think that they're supposed to be Democrats because that's what a working man is, right? And enlisted men, enlisted men are Democrats because we're working men in uniform. That lie, folks, left the station a long time ago. I don't know anyone who says the Democrat Party is for the working man. Know who we have in the Democrat Party? Millionaires and billionaires like George Soros and people who stick their hand in your wallet and steal your money. All of the welfare recipients, all of the companies and corporations that make money, right? So it's people who are non-working, worthless, and then the super rich. Everyone else in the middle, why are you voting for these fucking idiots? Oh, that's right. They're promising to take away your student loan debt. They're promising that, yeah, the world's going to be a better place. They're going to build back better. Build back better. Unbelievable. Literally unbelievable, folks. Build back better. These people are idiots. Truly, folks, they're idiots. And there's no cure. Actually, I take that back. Kaz knows what the cure is. There's a cure for idiocy. Right? Can you guess what it is? There's a cure, folks. It's called 556. And that cures a lot of ills. Ultimately, and here's a warning, I'm not promoting this, I'm not glamorizing violence, but ultimately the way that differences are solved, serious differences, the way that they're solved, folks, is through violence. Governments do violence all the time. They do little secret wars and they do open wars. They do financial wars and monetary wars. They have no problem using all manner of warfare and violence. But, you know, when I talk about it, that John, he's just too militant, too serious, too dangerous. Right. Sure. I'm the problem, right? Anyways, folks, we're going to be back tomorrow. 0 Dark 30. I'll see you there. And again, folks, warn everyone, teach everyone. That is our mission here. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours. God bless America. Take that, communists. Communists are a bunch of godless people, by the way. They have no faith. They have no belief. They're godless people. And I say to them, hey, we believe in our God. What we believe, right? Our traditional belief systems. And Semper Fi.
Are you ready?